welcome to this week's edition of Wheel2Wheel Hotlaps powered by Jane Finance Australia. This week we'll be tackling a brand new circuit to the Gran Turismo franchise, Watkins Glen International, with the Group 3s of our choices. It's going to be an enduro race, so we'll be in for a long one. Joining me for this week is a regular in the commentary box and quite a fast driver as well. Please welcome 180 Embroidery Team Dodgy Racing's Super Dragon. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, hey Chris, doing well mate, doing well. Happy to be here on the Wheel2Wheel Hotlap for the first time, making an appearance outside of the comms box.
Yeah, broaden your horizons, and there's a reason why you're featured in the Hotlap this week. You're pretty fast, mate. So how are you finding this track?
I love it. I've done the track in different racing sims, so I have a bit of experience with it, and I love the flow of it. You've got the fast sweeping corners, you've got the really slow, tricky ones, plenty of uphill corners to deal with as well. So really nice flow of the track. Enjoy it.
Well, let's find out how you tackled this circuit. The lap is yours, mate. Take it away.
Alrighty, so starting off our lap here at Watkins Glen. On the run down to turn 1 with a 200 meter board right there on the left hand side, jumping on the brakes really heavy, trail braking through to the apex of the corner. Use plenty of curve on the inside, on the power early, and plenty of curve on the outside. You will not get a track penalty for it. Up the S's here, we're going to hug the inside. Straight to the inside of the next curve, all the way up, again inside of the next curve. As you hit the end of this curve here, start drifting to the left hand side of the track. On the approach to the chicane here, we're looking at the number boards on the left hand side, and I start braking at the 200, but I start angling my car in towards the curve just beforehand. Try hold about 180, somewhere between 170, 180 kilometers an hour through here, using all of the curb available. Power early, and as I come through this sweeping right-hander, there's a line in the road just here in front of me that I use to get off power and coast it through, and I'm going to coast it through until the truck on the right-hand side there leaves my screen. As soon as it leaves my screen there, I'm back on the power, all the way out to the curb, and approaching this next left-hander, braking at the 200. You can push it to the little concrete marker in between, but I prefer the 200. Slowing it down through the corner, and your marker to get back on the power is going to be this little orange mark on the fence up here. You can either do it when it comes out from behind the curb or when your car's facing directly on it, depending on your tyre wear. On the run down to this uphill right-hander here, I'm braking in between the 200 and the 100 right about here, and angling my car upwards using the hill to slow it down, and back on the power as my car faces the little caravan up on the hill here, the second one. On the power nice and early, stay planted all the way up the hill to get a good run. Nice little straight here. Coming into the next braking zone, we're moving our attention to the caravan on the left-hand side here, up on the hill. As soon as that leaves my screen, I'm on the anchors down to second gear. Get it turned in on the power really early, drive it all the way out. Coming up to probably one of the trickiest corners on the track, this left-hander. I'm braking just before the 100, getting it down to second gear, being super patient and getting on the power as soon as that yellow tent comes out over here from behind the barrier. I'm getting back on the power. Be careful of wheel spin, very easy in that section of the track. Second last corner now, we're lifting off and turning in right as we pass the 100 board. Coasting it through, back on the power just as you hit the apex of the corner here. And for our final corner, this little change in the fence where the tyre barrier ends and goes to the Armco, we're going to hit the brakes and coast it down to third gear. On the power nice and early as you hit the apex, all the way out to the wall, and that is your lap of Watkins Glen. It's going to be a 43.4, so not incredible, but a pretty decent lap and some strong markers there.
Fantastic lap there, Dragon. Thank you very much for showing us the ropes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been my pleasure here, and hopefully it helps some people find a bit of pace around the track here.
Yeah, definitely. Considering that this is also a brand new circuit, some people might even experience this track for the first time. So yeah, thank you very much. Now let's talk a bit about strategies, because after the update that we just had, the tire model, it seems to be a bit different, don't you think?
Yeah, it's certainly changed. There's a more of a you've kind of got grip until about, I'd say, 85% worn on your tyres. Definitely changes up the possible strategies that some might have scouted out in the pre-season.
Mm-hmm. And then there's also the case of the damage model. What's your take on that?
I think in the long term it's going to be a good change, but until we all get used to that and how damaging it can actually be now, it's going to be a bit of a struggle for some people.
Yeah, and especially last week, because we were in Tokyo, there were a lot of damages.
So I think I picked up damage 3 times in my my Hotlap quality that week, so that was interesting.
So yeah, but yeah, I agree with you. This new damage model will encourage more clean driving and precision overall. But that is it for the Hotlap video. Tune in this Sunday at 5:30 and 7:30 p.m. On our YouTube channel. We'll be streaming our races at those times. But until then, thank you, Dragon, for joining me this week.
It's been an absolute pleasure, Chris. Well, I'm tripping over my words too now. Absolute pleasure.
Yeah, and that's it. And tune in next week for another edition of Wheel to Wheel Hot Laps, powered by Jade Finance Australia. Until then, see you around.